And your experience of going to Philly that definitely resonate. Lots of the travelers, especially, we all have the same similar experiences. And in your presentation was just like a storytelling. I can visualize what was happening, in the dark side, in the train station, and somebody help you, but you have that hope that somebody can still help you, but with a big suitcase, how could you manage it? And you're very luckily to have all the way, even with some guidance, but you still get that soft. And even on the way back, you know, it is a beautiful planned message with storytelling and vividly that revealed a traveler that it's vulnerable, but eventually appreciate the little tiny things that all came to become wonderful and lucky. If there's anything that I can help you with and for your presentation is really is want to see a movie because your storytelling has such a good skills with a beautiful facial expressions with sadness, expectation, and sometimes it's disappointing. But if you can stand up to do this presentation from the right to left and using this little screen as your little stage, would it be even different? Kyoko, I love your presentation. Everybody has this journey, which is not a really to our expectation in life, not counting only the traveling. But so your message was setting as a very good example and call that our life is always with the help, with even with the downside and look forward to future presentation that with more hand gestures, more movement that will be even more enchanting. Thank you. Back to our Toastmaster of the evening.
Wonderful. That's our very first pairing. And so that we had speaker number one, evaluator number one, wonderful storytelling, twists and turns, great advice, Patsy, about bringing in gestures. We're an online club, it's video, and so that's a really good tip as well. And now we're going to be moving on to our second pairing. We're getting into it, folks. The speech marathon continues. Speaker number two, Von Eric Tendog. Grip on goals. Grip on goals. Speaker number two, Von Eric Tandok. Welcome to the stage. Oh, wait. I'm so sorry. I have skipped a step. We're supposed to be doing pictures. Is that right, Patsy? Pictures with each pair first.
Correct, according to our agenda.
Agenda, that's right. First time doing a digital speech marathon for me. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to be doing our pictures first. So we'll have Patsy sharing her screen here, and then bringing in Kyoko and Patsy together for the picture. Thank you everyone for your patience. Almost completely skipped this step. Okay. Here we go. And grab a screenshot. Okay. Very good. And then going forward, I'll ask if Kyoko can handle our screenshots. Okay. Very good. And then let's continue on. This time for real. Thank you so much, everybody. I got so excited for Von Erich's story. Wonderful. Okay, so speaker number two, Von Erich, grip on goals. Speaker number two, Von Erich. Welcome.
Let me start with a confession. I once made a New Year's resolution to go to the gym every single day. On January 1st, I was unstoppable. January 2nd, I was sore. But I'm still motivated. By January 3rd, I was at the gym's parking lot eating a hamburger and cheering on the people who made it inside. That, my friends, was the year I learned having goals is easy, but keeping a grip on those goals, that's the real workout. Let me tell you another story. Let me tell you about my friend named Alex. No, not Alex, the district director of 67. It's another Alex here in Canada. Alex has a big dream to start his own bakery. He even had the name picked out, Alex Rolls. But there's one problem with Alex. Alex had a PhD in procrastination. Every time I asked how his bakery plan going on, he'd say, "Bro, I'm still doing a market research." And I asked, "Where?" And he will say, "At other bakeries, tasting the samples." Years pass, and Alex's dream stayed a dream. Not because he didn't want it, but because he never grabbed it with both hands. See, the truth is, we all have Alex moments. Right, Alex? We dream big, we plan so little, and then we wait for the perfect time. But guess what? There's no perfect time. They're just now. Getting a grip on your goals is like holding a bar of soap in the shower. The tighter you squeeze without purpose, the more it slips away. Did you try that? Did you experience that? It's not about forcing our goals. It's about focusing on our goals. Because of my own personal experience about the gym routine and my story about Alex Bakery's plan, I learned 3 secrets that I love to share to all of you. Number 1, define your goals clearly. A goal without clarity is like trying to shoot an arrow in the dark. You waste your energy and you still miss it. Number 2, discipline beats motivation. Yes. They said motivation gets you going. Motivation, they said, gets you started. But I think we need to continue that discipline, particularly if the excitement dies. Do you agree with me? And number three secret that I learned: progress over perfection. The secret: small steps daily are better than giant leaps someday. You have to remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were laying bricks every hour. Friends, maybe your goal isn't about bakery. Maybe your goals isn't about gym routine. Maybe your goals is writing that book, starting that side hustle, learning a new skill, or probably become a better speaker. Or maybe you want to be a better Toastmasters leader. Or just becoming a better version of yourself. Whatever it is, imagine how different your life will be a year from now if you simply decided to grip your goals and not let go. Friends, today I challenge you all. Pick one goal that truly matters to you. Write it down. Take one small action today, even if it's just a small step. Because the difference between someday and your success is not luck, not even your talent, not the timing. Fellow Toastmasters, please hold on your goals. Don't let it go. And remember, when life tries to make you lose your grip, just smile and say, I got this. Remember the bar of soap and tell yourself, I'm not letting it go. Mr. Toastmaster.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Von Erich, our second speaker of the evening. Feel free to throw up some emojis. Let them know you love the speech. We will now have our second evaluator who... Perfect. Yes, so we'll have a certificate for you to do a picture in just a moment. And before we do that, we'll have our second evaluator, Jay Lee. He's a part of our trio in District 67 and a global family member. Jay Lee, I hope you are ready, and then maybe your daughter can help me. Saw somebody pop up there. Anyway, welcome to the stage, Jay.
Thank you, Eric. You're lucky. You're to evaluate both me and my daughter. Okay, Eric, I've joined June on last December, so totally understand what you are saying. How much the big June, but very little Asian like me, are even getting heavier after joining June last year. And for regarding your speech, are very impressive about your content because you start your personal story to join the gym. You specific to get our attention into your pitch your story because I want to know this is a similar experience for everyone. We were setting a big goal, but we're getting, lazy and less actions. So good beginning. And second, you say Alex moment. Alex moment, very good turn. Like we understand, we are very curious about what's the Alex moment you mean. And we know that, wow, Alex is a person who motivated you and to make you grow up. So it's a very good wording that make us understand the key word and to think more about your story. And that's very clear supporting idea. You give us 3 steps going to reach the goal. So, and also, I think you have a very good skills of your speech because you say the path for each story between each phase, and also you have a very good charisma. You have a good gestures and body languages. So even we just through the camera, I can totally feel how your dramatic speeches and how your experience of your genes and setting the goal, even just through a camera. You have a good charisma and a good body language, even through the online meeting. Currently, I want to give you 3 suggestions. The firstly, because you show the car into the camera, but because online meeting, we have a virtual background. So actually, we cannot see the wording very clear. So that's the first. So be careful. Maybe you can just put your picture on your background and you switch your background, and we can totally understand what you want to explain to us. The second, because your tone is very stable, the same tempo, is very storyteller, but you can just change your speed, change your tempo. When you call to action, just speak up your sentence and a very powerful wording and speak up. And once you talking about how you frustrate, just slow down your speed. So change your tempo, change your speed based on your story pitch. It's more engaging and more can catch our attention into your story. And last, I very like your title, like grip on goals. And I suggest you give a powerful ending, like grips on goals, don't let go in your title, in your ending. I think this is very, very persuasive and a powerful suggestion in the end. So very good content and a very good gestures. If you can just put the clear background for your information and vibration of your tempo and a strong call action, your speech will be perfect. Back to President.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we are now going to have our picture. So I'll ask that we get our screen shared with the certificate and our speaker number 2, Von Erich, and our evaluator number 2, Jay Lee, together for an image. And thank you so much for all of the officers working together to make tonight possible. Kyoko with helping with the certificates. Kyoko and Patsy actually doing that together. Okay, good to go? All right. Very good. Thank you so much. Now we are ready to get into our third speaker of the evening or of the morning, depending on your time zone. And this is coming from Simone Nash. And I do want to remind people, we have our timer here. So Von Erich was a bit over time. So I want to encourage everybody, you have the timer raising their hand with Jade over there. If you can't see when you're starting to speak, if you can't see our timer, just let me know so we can get you set up. No problem at all. Okay. So speaker number 3, Simone Nash, a powerhouse in our club. And Simone Nash tonight, her title is The Beta Test. So the beta test. Speaker number 3, Simone Nash. Welcome to the stage.
The beta test. The beta test was all about the new Toastmasters International COT, Club Officer Training Materials for round 1. So they had come up, Toastmasters International, TI, had come up with a whole new set of PowerPoint slides for all of the club officer roles and also 2 general knowledge session PowerPoints. And they wanted a number of different districts that they invited to get prepared and actually run a 4-hour COT online in their respective districts, and to arrange for feedback to be given to TI immediately after the session. And they would use this feedback, which was coming from all different countries, different districts, different members, and also from the trainers themselves, to try to improve on their set of slides. And so my project for this particular Pathways project, managed project successfully, this is my second speech. So this is me reporting the results of the team project. So we had 1 month to prepare. You heard it right, 1 month. And we had 9 trainers, 2 trainers for the 2 general knowledge sessions, 7 trainers for the 7 individual club officer roles. All the trainers were very, very experienced trainers, all excellent in their own right. Also, very, very busy people, very busy. So it was a challenge. So my role in the team was, I was one of the 2 co-leaders, 2 main co-leaders. I handled the admin side of things and also working with the trainers and getting our rehearsal set up, running the rehearsal sessions. And my partner, the other co-leader, Faye, she handled the promotion and all of the registrations. So there's 2 big chunks. And of course, above us was our wonderful Jay, our PQD, who was the coordinator, the main contact with TI. So District 67, right here, Global Families District. We were one of the districts invited to run the first beta test. We did it. In the beginning, we didn't know how many people would register and show up. You know, some people register and they just don't show up. Yeah. Well, that didn't happen this time. We got even more than we could imagine. So we got more than 80 people show up. It was beyond our expectations. We're very, very happy. Why were we stressing about how many people were going to show up? Well, the main point of running this beta test COT was to have plenty of people who could attend and to give feedback, detailed feedback on the different sessions directly to TI. They would use this feedback to improve on the materials to prepare for the second round COT, which is coming up soon. Now, a challenge that we encounter here in our district here is, of course, English is not the first language. It's not even the second language. Could maybe the third or fourth language, I guess. And we had a requirement that anybody who wanted to attend this COT needed to have at least intermediate level English. So that was why we were a bit worried, would there be enough people to attend? And not only the English issue, but also at the same time in our district, there were all kinds of in-person COT sessions happening all over the island. So we were thinking, would people want to spend another Saturday morning online? Maybe they've already got their COT credit. But anyway, like I said, we were very happy with over 80 people. Now, there were some challenges, of course. Definitely always challenges when you're managing a project with a team and, you know, big goals to achieve. One of them, like I said, our trainers are all very busy. However, they're all very professional too. So we managed to do our rehearsals. Everything pretty much went smoothly. Now, on the day of the training, I got the wonderful news. I was handling the VPPR session. And I think a couple of people here attended. Stefano, you attended, right, Kyoko? I think you guys attended the, raising your hand. And well, if that wasn't pressure enough, 2 trio members in my in my session, my VPPR session. But guess what? I got a last minute notice that the golden lady, Lark Dolly, past international president, was going to attend my VPPR session. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? I do know Lark Dolly personally quite well, but that didn't take away any pressure. That's another side story. But I took it on as a professional trainer, and I thought, okay, this is good. This is going to take me up to that next level. So anyway, everything went well. I have to say, as I'm talking about the challenges, there were a lot of PowerPoint slides. I think in mine, there were almost 60 slides, and I only had 1 hour. Now, Kyoko and Stefano can attest to this. I was going 1,000,000 miles an hour because I had to in order to get through everything. Now, not all individual role training sessions had the same number of slides, but some had more than me. So that was one of the issues. We had too many slides, but we could not change anything. And we had to follow the script given to us. So, I realized there were a lot of repetitions of materials and that kind of thing. So as a trainer, it was a little bit slightly uncomfortable. And, the other trainers kind of gave us similar feedback. But you know what? An important leadership lesson is no matter what the situation is, how difficult it is, we prepared as much as we could and we got the job done. Back to Toastmasters.
That is a fantastic closing sentence. I was actually just starting to write it down. I love it. Beautiful sharing about the inner workings of the beta test. Wonderfully done. And so now we're going to be having our third evaluator for the third speech. Okay, this is a good pairing. A previous district director and a current district director. Alex, I see that smile. You're going to do great. This is wonderful sharing, and I look forward to your evaluation. Let's welcome up Alex Huang.
My beloved mentor, Simon, and all the members in Global Family. This year for our district is not only another year. This year is a new era for our district. Our district is celebrating the 67th anniversary this year. And the whole new, I would say, the division is, I got a whole new realignment. We got a new district director, and everything's new. In August, we have a very important session called beta test. And a very important leader in our districts, our beloved past district director, Simone, she guides us to overcome and challenge it, and also lead our district to another new era. And to be honest, this evaluation is very tough for me because I'm going to evaluate my mentor and also one of my admirable member, Simone Nash. Before my evaluation, and it's a speech about manage a change project. So the speaker will share something about innovative project, and also the project should be some changes for district, for organization, or some people. Let me show you how I love Simone's speech. Firstly, did you notice that Simone is an online Toastmaster meeting expert? Everywhere, every detail, every part of her speech is amazing and awesome and beautiful. From her professional outfit, from her elegant cosmetic, good-looking face, beautiful scars, all the way, I think that I truly learned a lot from the online performance. No doubt, I think Simone is an online Toastmasters master for our district. Second is about gesture, because she's a professional in online speech and online meeting, followed by gesture like a number one, like a lot. For her gesture, I think that she really brings some impact for us. The third is the flow. The flow is of nature. Loud and clear, paragraph by paragraph, we know how Simone guide our team to make some change for our districts. As an evaluator, I only have one very small and tiny evaluation, a suggestion for your speech. That is a barriers for the vocal variety. If possible, make you have some very tiny pauses. You can use different voice, like slow, sometimes slow down, sometimes could be louder, so it can bring more impact for our members. All in all, it's a very challenges for me, but I feel honored to be Simon's evaluator. Firstly, Simon is an online Toastmasters master. Wonderful professional performance. Second is about the professional and impactful gesture. The third is the story flow is really good. Even next time, you can have some variety for the voices and also different vocal variety. I think next time will be better. My honor. Thank you, Simon. Back to Toastmasters.
Wonderfully done, Alex. This was a challenging speech. There was a lot of content there. Really well done. It is true. Simone really is the master of online Toastmasters. I learned a lot from her. Okay, we're going to bring you all together for a certificate picture. And so we're going to get the certificate up first. So just a moment. Thank you so much, Patsy. Okay. And then if we can get that shared full screen, there we go. Perfect. Okay. And then Kyoko will be getting our picture. Okay. And I've got the thumbs up from Kyoko. Thank you so much. All right. Beautifully done. Thank you so much, friends. And that was our third pairing. Really good stuff and nice to see a former district director and current district director working together to just continue to elevate skills. Beautifully done. We're going into our fourth pair. Speaker number 4, Kwang Yu. Now, Kwang Yu is a man who lots of different kinds of talents. I've seen him present in many different venues. There's a good, solid global family member. And his speech is entitled, "It is never too late." It is never too late. Speaker number 4, Kwang Yu, the stage is yours.
It is never too late. It is never too late. I believe most Toastmasters are positive people. So you will agree with me. Yes, if we take actions, it's never too late. However, today I also want to put a question mark at the end of that sentence, using one of my own stories as an example. First, let me use one of my stories to strengthen our belief that it's never too late. It's never too late to take actions. I remember when I taught Chinese in South Korea from 2006 to 2013. I had a very good income. The income not only came from my teaching salary, but also from my investment. Yes, I invested in South Korea's real estate and stock market. But after coming back to Taiwan in 2013, even though I saved a lot of money, I couldn't find a job in Taiwan. Nobody wanted to hire someone with my age. At the time, I was already 42 and 43. But I didn't panic because I understood that if I take the right action using the right strategies, I can always rise up. I started to polish my resume, naming myself as the best corporate educator, coach, and also the MC for different seminars. I wrote letters to those famous magazine companies and media groups, telling them that in the future, if you need any coach or seminar MC, I can be your best choice. With that positive strategy, soon I started getting those invitations to be company coaches and seminar MCs. And during one of my seminar MCs, after that seminar, a university principal came to me and said, Mr. Chen, I would like to invite you to work for my university as the deputy director of Chinese Language Center because you got 7 years teaching Chinese experience in South Korea. So my income started come back. That's why I said it's never too late to take actions. However, I think it's never too late to take actions can be applied to business, personal growth, but with love. Even now can be too late. Let me take my story with my father, for example. 5 years ago, my father developed dementia and mobility issues. My mom couldn't take care of him. We had no choice but send him to the care facility. In the beginning, I tried my best to visit him very often. But later on, because I was busy with my own business, I had to fight to get more government tender projects and to find a balance between work and family. I had my own family to take care of. So I couldn't visit him that much. I started from visiting him once a week to once a month. And when I was really busy, I couldn't visit him for consecutive 2 months. I remember my mom once told me that my dad said, why my youngest son hasn't visited me for so long? And I told my mom, please tell dad, after this busy period, I will visit him immediately. However, one night while I was working for the government, doing live streaming, my mom called me with a tremble voice saying, your dad is in a very bad situation and you had better come immediately. After my work, I went to the hospital. My father already passed away. I couldn't even see him for the last time. While I was standing in the cold morgue in front of his still body, I regretted so much. I kept asking myself, why didn't I visit him one more time? Why didn't I say to him, holding his hands more often? If I had done that, regret wouldn't pierce me like a blade now. So, my dear Toastmasters, for your business and personal growth, it's never too late to take actions. But for your loved ones, it can be too late, even you take actions now. So right after my speech or during my speech, please send messages, call your loved ones, because time waits for no one, not even those with the best intentions. Back to Toastmasters.
Beautifully done. And I greatly appreciated this message. And there's so much in there about timing and about loss. Really beautifully done. And so now we are going to have quite the challenge, but we'll now have our fourth evaluator, and I'm trying to get my agenda pulled up. Okay, yes. We will now have our fourth evaluator, Brian Lin, doing evaluation of Kwang Yu's speech. Brian.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, especially Kwang Yu. That was an excellent speech. I thought this speech is international speech, district level worthy. And why did I say that? Let's look at a few things, actually a lot of things Kwang Yu has done right. First is structure of the speech. Structure was perfect. He has a great opening. Immediately draw us in, and then to illustrate his point, he has two very different kinds of stories, one for business, one for personal, and those two stories has very different outcomes. And one is a very positive story that he can show that taking action will lead to success. The other one, not so much. I'm sorry for the loss of your father. And that story was really touching and also taught us a very important lesson. Taking action may not be enough if you take it too late. And I thought both of those stories has very good lessons for us to learn. If I can give you some suggestions, your speech is ready for international contest, no doubt about that. And if I can give you suggestions, which are very minor suggestions, number one is to think of your gestures, because you kind of sit in this position, and when you're moving your hand, your hands mostly not really seen. Even we know you're moving, but we couldn't really see the body language that much because of the position of your camera. And that's something that you may think of positioning a little different next time. The second minor things is about pronunciations for longer words, because I thought your English was very clear, very audible, and almost no grammatical errors I can detect. At the same time, some of the longer words, for example, magazine, university, consecutive, these are longer words, and your pronunciation may fall a little bit during those long words. So if you want to use those words multiple times, you may want to practice a little bit more on those words. But the shorter ones are perfect. I didn't have any problem with that. Although I thought this speech was really touching, really useful, and you bring in logic, emotion, and a lot of good elements of a speech to us today. We are very grateful that you are willing to open yourself up to us and talk about a very difficult topic about losing a parent. And I applaud your courage, and I applaud everything that you have done here for us today. Great job, Kwang Yu. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Wonderfully delivered. And I agree. That is certainly contest worthy at a very high level speech. I was absolutely blown away. And I've seen Kwang Yu perform in many different venues. And so, wow, really tonight, very special. Okay, so we're now going to have our photo opportunity here to get the certificate up. Thank you so much, Patsy and Coco. Okay, we've gotten the green light to go. Very good. All right, so we will now have our fifth speaker pair. We're making our way through tonight quite effectively. Really well done here. And so for our fifth speaker, we have Stefano Spillo. And his project title is Stop. Stop. Stefano, welcome to the stage.
Have you ever had a dream so big that it defined who you were? For me, when I was a teenager, that was football. I grew up in the 90s in Italy, in the golden era of Serie A football, where you had Francesco Totti, Maldini, Del Piero. Those for me were my Cristiano Ronaldo. And just like every kid in Italy, it was my dream to play on the pitch, just like them. I used to play for hours after school. I used to finish at 2 o'clock and then right on the pitch, kick the ball for hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, until I used to get cramps. I used to tell myself, I'm going to play in the Serie A, just like my heroes. Years passed, and my friends started getting scouted for the local professional teams. And there was me, playing for a local team. Good, but not quite good enough. But I used to tell myself, one day that scout is going to find me. One day I'm going to make it. My grades? Terrible. Teachers warned me. My parents worried. But I thought everything was going to be just okay. Until one day, when my mom was in the kitchen, I could tell she was a bit emotional with her eyes. Oh, are those the scores of the SAT exam that I took a while ago? Maybe I got a good score. Maybe I got a scholarship for Harvard. Maybe she's very emotional and she's touched by my intelligence. Let's go in. Yes, those were tears, but they weren't tears of joy. They were tears of sadness and despair. Let's say those scores would not get me into a university. They wouldn't even get me into the local library. And cryingly, she said, why can't you just study like all the other kids? Something hit me really hard then, harder than any tackle I had received on the pitch. A week after, I quit my local team, and the hours that I used to dedicate playing football, I dedicated reading, studying. My score got better. Not really good, but good enough for me to get accepted at a local university, study in the UK, and then find a job in the corporate world. I thought I had a job that paid the bills, I had financial stability, and I thought everything was good. But at what price? As a graduate, I joined a big multinational financial media corporation, and I had Mr. P, who I used to look up to. And I said, Mr. P, you have your own room. That's amazing. You made it. You're the senior ultra mega duper managing director of this company. I'm going to be like you one day. And he told me, Stefano, I admire your ambition, but for you to have your own cubicle in this room, in this company, it will only be when you go to the toilet. No other time. Now go back to your desk. Oh. And then things stopped then. But it was okay. I was going to make it. I was going to climb the corporate ladder and be successful in my new dream. And then Mr. P called me again and he said, Stefano, we have decided to make you the chairman of this company. Wow, promotion. All the other graduates giggled. Apparently the chairman was this joke role that he created for people who used to move his chairs before the meeting. Again, I was left disappointed and hurt. Years passed, and then the pandemic came. Everything stopped. Work stopped. And I discovered an organization called Toastmasters, where we have the opportunity to hear speeches from wonderful, motivated people from all around the world. And then again, things stopped and it hit me. My dream was never to be a football player. My dream was to play on the pitch to make my parents proud. My dream was just to make the people around me happy. Whether it's kicking a ball, or whether it's giving a prepared speech, or whether it's telling a lame dad joke that I've been really practicing hard on my humor path recently, I realized that making people happy around me was my true calling in life. It was what made me feel alive. All along, I thought stopping meant failure. But now I see that stopping is not the end. It's the moment you find your direction again. Sometimes we get caught up chasing success. We forget to ask ourselves, what actually makes us happy? We might lose the big picture, the direction, the joy, but that's when we need to stop. Stop. Look around and listen to your heart. What makes you happy? What is your stop moment? Because sometimes we don't find our dreams by running faster. We find them only when we stop. Mr. Toastmaster.
Oh, you should just stop right there. No. Wonderfully done and beautiful message, clear verb there. We have our fifth evaluator. I'm seeing emojis still floating up on the screen, so nicely done. And our fifth evaluator for the evening is also an S name. We have Sylvia. Sylvia, it's great to see you, and thank you so much for serving as an evaluator. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Stefano, it was a really true and vivid speech you delivered to us. In your speech, I really liked your facial expression. Very true and very active. And second, you have a very good structure because it's an online meeting. So when you use a very active hand structure, let all the audience follow your story. And I also like the role playing in your whole stories. Your mother, your colleague, and your friends. The whole thing make us get into your story. And also we could follow the step of you achieving your dreams. But if I have a very, very minor suggestion for you, is during the speech, when you playing the role of your mom, you cover your mouth. I missed the part of your mom. What did your mom say? I didn't hear that. But overall, I really like this message you delivered to us. When we keep chasing our dreams, we might lost our direction. Sometimes stop to think, is that really what we want? And the core value of your speech to tell us, stop to think, stop to realize your truly dreams, what that is. I was pay fully attention to your speech. I was really, really touched. And also, I really liked the way you deliver your speech. Very vivid facial expression and very interesting one. Thank you. And back to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much for a wonderful evaluation. I just want to say to everybody tonight, you're all doing an amazing job being able to turn around right after a speech is done and give an evaluation that's very clear, concise, and does have suggestions. So now we're going to bring up the certificate and do a quick screenshot. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Patsy and Kyoko, for making that all possible. All right. And we've got our time up as well. Good timing, but everyone's been doing pretty well tonight. Okay, good. Thank you so much, Kyoko. I see the thumbs up. Fantastic. Okay, nicely done. So now we are moving on to the sixth pairing. And Teresa is an absolutely wonderful speaker. Oh my goodness, this background looks amazing. So Teresa will be sharing her speech tonight as our sixth speaker for the speech marathon, Beijing Impressions 3M. Teresa, stage is yours.
Thank you, Joseph. Hello, everyone. At my recent trip back from Beijing, I brought back 3 strong impressions. I call them the 3M. Oh, no, not the big company who makes the Scotch tape. I have my 3M. I will tell you one by one. The first M is majestic. Yes, Beijing is a majestic city because it was the capital of previous 2 dynasties. So all the historical monuments are everywhere. I will introduce a few of them. The first, of course, is the Forbidden City. It's huge, it's magnificent, majestic, and solemn. The roof, shining golden roof, shone onto the sky. And it was huge. I walked and walked and walked. It's still not the end. And finally, after 3 hours, we reached to the small hill up to behind the palace. And we can overlook the whole palace. See how many rooms there were. I was told there are 1,000 rooms in the Forbidden City. But the problem is, I always heard the emperor owned 3,000 concubines. How will they share the rooms? No wonder they fought with each other, especially in our historical drama. Okay, next one. The Summer Palace. It's a quiet place where the emperor and the empress enjoy their summer. See the Great Lake? It was an artificial lake because in Beijing there was no lake, but they made it. And the 17-arch bridge beautifully, excellently, gracefully standing on the lake. And, sorry, just a minute. And the palace upon the hill. So beautiful. The shape, the lines, the colors, the sculpture, everything was majestic. I use this picture as my cell phone front page because I love it so much. And the long corridor with all the paintings from different dynasty, different history, different plants. Wow, about several miles long. You can walk whole day. You never find the end. And of course, you need a beautiful pink lady standing in the picture. And then Palace of Heaven. It's round, a blue roof, shining and echo to the heaven. This is the palace the emperor will go every year to pray for the good harvest of the year. No drought, no flood for the farmers. the harvest would be great. And of course, last but not least, the Great Wall. It's like a huge dragon crawling on the mountains. The left picture shows the crawling dragon on the mountains. Very, very long. The Chinese name is 10 miles Great Wall, but actually it's 1,000 miles. And the right picture shows mountain people see. You know how popular it is. Foreigners, local people all get there because they want to prove the old saying, if you don't go to the Great Wall, you are not a true hero. Haha, I climbed up, so I am a true hero. And the second M, modern. 20 years ago, I was in Beijing for my first trip. At that time, there were no skyscrapers. But see the picture. So many beautiful buildings, landmarks, skyscrapers standing up, pointing to the heaven, sky. And the second thing I want to share is the second modern thing is the metro. 20 years ago, there was no metro, but now it's so modern. It's even bigger than the metro in Taipei. And the third modern thing is this car. Is it beautiful? It's sleek? It's streamlined? It's made in China, electric car, and the price is only half of the imported Mercedes-Benz and BMW. If I lived there, I would definitely buy this car. Very beautiful. Now it comes to the third M. Mind twisting. What things made me mind twisting? Let me share two. The first one is toilet door unlocked. I went to a public toilet and the sign says empty. I opened it. A lady was there and she stared at me like she's saying, I'm here. What do you want? Are you coming? Join me? Oh, I was so shocked. Then I realized that about 30 years ago, the public toilets have no doors. That's why some people just don't care. I have what you have. I don't care what you see. Okay. Next one is the loud conversation on metro or subway. In Taiwan, some people talk on the phone, but they control their voice. In Japan, forbidden talking on the cell phone in metro. Very quiet. But in China, Beijing, everybody, they even turn on the speaker. So everybody was joining their private drama. But I was stunned. That's something mind-twisting. Okay, that's my impression about Beijing's 3M. Majestic, the historical buildings, and the modern metro, modern cars, and the modern buildings, and the mind-twisting. But every city has their growing pain. I'm sure after a while, the third M will transform from mind-twisting to mindful. So that 3M will become majestic, modern, and mindful. Let's pray for that. Toastmaster.
Wonderfully done. Thank you so much, Teresa. I love that presentation style. So much energy, just vivacious, just really mind-blowing. Another M. Great. And so now we are going to be having our sixth evaluator. Now, this is interesting because if I remember correctly, this evaluator, Andy from Japan, was on that trip to Beijing, if I remember correctly. And so let's welcome up our sixth evaluator coming from District 76, Andy.
Thank you. Hello, global family members and guests, and especially Teresa. Your speech was such a colorful and exciting journey, different from my perspective. It was very interesting. Okay, it was lovely, personal, and a lot of moments that made us laugh. The first thing that stood up in your speech was clear structure, 3M idea. Along with your story, you give us your key impressions, majestic, modern, and mind-twisting. Because of that clear roadmap, we always knew where we were in the speech. And also, at the end of the speech, you repeated the 3M, and that tied everything together nicely. Second, your description was visual and cinematic. When you talked about the Forbidden City, summer place, palace, you described the summer place palace's ceiling of the corridor was very clear, and I felt like I was standing there with you. And the third great point was your humor and cultural contrasts. Your humor connected with the audience instantly, especially the restroom episode. You turned small and awkward moments into humorous and funny stories. That's a great skill as an experienced Toastmaster. Now, I have some suggestions to make your great speech even stronger. So you mentioned at the end of your speech, the mind twisting things will become mindful. That is a very good wording. So I'd like you to emphasize that as a conclusion a little bit more strongly or with impressively. That will be make your speech more stronger, I think. And one thing is that I couldn't see your photos. Such a shame. Overall, your speech was majestic, modern, and delightfully mind-twisting and mindful. Thank you so much for sharing your Beijing with us. I'm excited to see the next chapter. Back to our President, Joseph.
Wonderful. And nicely done, Andy, being able to work the 3 points that Teresa used into your own evaluation. Super smooth. Absolutely loved it. We'll now have the certificate pulled up and get a quick screenshot with our 2 speakers. Perfect. Nicely done. Teresa's lovely as always. Ta-da. Okay, and I've got the thumbs up from Kyoko. We're good to go. Very good. And we have our timing there. So yes, we were a little bit over time, but Andy, nicely done with the evaluations, wrapped up in good time there. And Teresa's speeches go by so quickly. They're always so dynamic. I'm like, wait, how much time has gone by? Oh, it's hard when you're sharing your presentation sometimes to see the timer. So I'll usually have a little clock on the side as well to help me time for myself. Okay, we're at the last pairing of evaluators. It happens. Of speaker and evaluator. And this is Andy Kim, our VPM, coming from Korea with his speech, Lessons from the Deep. Lessons from the Deep. Andy Kim, welcome to the stage.
Fellow Toastmasters, do you love trying new things? I do. Marathon, rock climbing, skydiving, you name it. I've probably tried it before. But one outdoor activity's left me lessons I've never forget. Can you guess what that activity is? Scuba diving. Picture this, 2018, Cancun. One of my friends offers me a free week at an all-inclusive resort. For free, for free, for free. And the moment I heard Cancun, only the one image filled my mind. Of course, it was not a beautiful white sand. Of course, it was not a nachos and tacos, but the mysterious underwater world waiting beneath the crystal blue waves. I am going to get my scuba diver license, I thought. And I'll find Nemo, and I'll swim with the sea turtle, and maybe even I got a chance to see the manta ray. So I signed up not just for the basic open water diver course, but I also signed up for the advanced diver course as well. I was all in. And fast forward 2 months later, I arrived in Cancun. And the Cancun, everything was magical. Everything was I imagined. It was brilliant blue skies, dazzling sun, and endless white beaches, and lots of tacos and nachos. Yeah, there were lots of tacos and nachos. And I prepared for my certification, and fueling up with the tacos and nachos, and dreaming of the wonderful underwater. And finally, after the classroom session, we headed to our first dive. I took a deep breath. Of course, I didn't need to take a deep breath because it was scuba diving. And I descend into the water. It was magical. Transparent blue water surrounded me, and beautiful coral formations stretched out below. And in the distance, I can see the school of tropical fishes, dancing through the water. But then something felt wrong. My stomach turned and my head started spinning. Oh no, I had seasick. Before I knew it, I ripped out of my regulator and there was my breakfast, my beef taco, and my cheese nachos, and everything. I was panicked. Where is my regulator? Where is my regulator? My head was pounding, and all I could think of was, I can't do this. I need to get out of this water. But suddenly, something incredible thing happened. Those tropical fish that had been keeping their distance, they came rushing toward me. They circled around, completely unafraid. And it wasn't just fish. There was a sea turtle swam over to me. And I was there. And I was there like a mother bird feeding their baby, surrounded by the fish eagerly nibbling at my breakfast. But the funny thing is, in that magical moment, something shifted. My panic just melted away. I felt myself calm down, and suddenly I remember my instructor's lessons, where to find my regulator, and how to breathe, and how to be, okay underwater. So, what about my seasick? Well, it never went away. For 3 days, for 5 divings, I got seasick on every single dive. I was miserable, and but then that unexpected experience gave me something I've never imagined. I got a chance to see the beautiful tropical fishes and the beautiful sea turtle very close. And by the last dive in my basic course, even a manta ray joined me as a party. And when it came to when there was a test for the license, I need to remove my regulator underwater, but it was piece of cake because I already did it several times in a real situation. So here is the thing. Sometimes life doesn't give us experience what we imagined. Sometimes it's painful, disappointing, and it is humiliating. But here's the thing. Those are often the moments that matter most. When everything goes according to the plan, we get exactly what we expected, but nothing more. But when things fall apart, and then that's when we discover something we never knew was possible. And that's when we grow, and that's when we get a story worth telling. Did I cancel my advanced class? Of course I did, because my stomach made me that decision for me. But here's what I get. I swam through the Caribbean surrounded by the beautiful creatures that most diver only glimpse from very far distance. And I learned that I could handle panic underwater. And the most importantly, I discover that sometimes the worst moments make the best memories. So the next time you plan for a part, and of course I'm definitely sure that they will, and don't just survive it. Look around, because life might handling you something better than what you imagine. Back to Toastmaster.
Ah, fantastic. What a deep speech about scuba diving. Oh my gosh. I also got my basic and I had some similar experiences. Thank you so much, Andy. And so now we're going to be having our final evaluator of the night. We're like just about right on time with with the agenda this evening. So really well done tonight, everybody. So our seventh evaluator is another dynamic personality, quite like Andy. And so I think this is a great pairing, and that is our Scott Hat, always wearing fantastic hat wear. And so Scott, you've got a speech to evaluate, and the stage is yours.
Baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 boo boo. Andy Shark, Andy, you are the shark. What a fun story and a motivational one. I loved it. I was not even thinking about getting a scuba license, but now I am. I want to be like an Andy. I want to be like Andy. Be like a shark. You told us the story how you faced the challenges and you overcame those challenges. So you were able to went under the sea and be the best shark that you can be. 3 things that you did great. Number 1, this is your pathway project. Vocal variety. You had plenty, and it was great. I didn't see just Andy. I saw Andy the shark. And you also had wonderful facial expression. 2, you had a really good structure. You took us from how you wanted to get the license, and you were able to go through that whole process. and it was almost like we were there with you. Number 3, your speech is a motivational one, and also you had a good call of action. You motivated us. Not everyone will be a scuba diver, but we can all face the challenges like what you did. Great call of action. 2 things that you can do to help you to be an even greater shark. Number 1, please, please, please show us some pictures. We just want to see Andy the shark swimming under the sea with Little Mermaid. Number 2, you can practice a little bit more, because I felt and you had some pauses that if you practice more, you will be a smoother shark. Andy, you told us you are a great person, because when you have the fish and a turtle swimming all around you, that's because you are not only a wonderful shark, you are the great Andy the shark. When you said the worst moment makes the best human, you also told us the worst moment makes the best shark. Congratulations, Andy the shark. Back to you, Joseph.
Beautifully done, Scott. I am super impressed. That is a fantastic evaluation. We'll now have the certificate pulled up and do a quick photo. Great. And so we've got our certificate just about ready. And then
Take another one. Let me see the shark. Shark. Shark.
Okay, good. I got the thumbs up from Kyoko. Wonderful.
Right.
Okay. Now that is the end of our marathon. We have had 7 speakers, 7 evaluators squeezed into a super tight meeting. Absolutely impressive. And so, as president of Global Family, I'm really blown away with what we've been able to achieve tonight. Wonderfully done. And especially, I want to give a huge shout out to Kyoko, who made our background and the certificates. I also want to say a big thank you to Jade and Patsy, our VPE team, for putting tonight together. These sorts of events don't happen by accident. Even for an advanced club, we all have to work together. And I also want to say thank you to our speakers. All of you delivered really great speeches that are super high caliber. This is all what we're about at Global Family. So super impressed. Really, tonight was fantastic. Okay, I'm president. I could gush on about Global Family and how we're doing for the rest of the evening. But we also were very wonderfully just pleased to see so many guests tonight. We've had a couple of return visitors. And so I'd love to hear from our return visitors first, and then we will be hearing from a new visitor from tonight as well. And so, Doris Tsai, can I get any feedback from you? What did you think of tonight?
Okay, sure. Return investors, yes. And this is my second time here, and I really enjoy the speech marathon. And I quite enjoy the stories that every speaker shared, and also the evaluators. And I got a lot of fun to learn. And I think I still have a long way to go, because I don't have a lot of facial expressions and the gestures. And then I learned that this is the most areas that I can improve in the future. So I really enjoyed tonight. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Doris. And by the way, if you're ever looking for another place to practice and to grow, Global Family is always looking for dual members to come in and be a part of our advanced family. We would love to have you and be here to coach you to the next stage. And so thank you for sharing, Doris. Really great. And Shan, great to see you again. What did you think of tonight?
Thank you. Actually, I never seen we can do it in 7 speaker and 7 evaluator. That is impossible. But the most important is I learn a lot from each speaker and each evaluator. They are very, very difficult and many style. I love it. Thank you. Back to the Joe.
Thank you so much, Shan, and really appreciate that. And it's true, each speaker tonight present the presentation style, the way in which images were used or not used, gestures, facial expressions, all of it really strong. Super nice to see people take a lot of different approaches. Wonderful. Thank you so much to Doris and Shan. Earlier we had Derek on, and I'm trying to see if Derek is still with us. Yes, Derek. Any thoughts from tonight?
Yeah, this is really great that we can learn different people internationally to share different stories at the same time, especially in a regular meeting. I really love this style of the meeting. And second, I heard so many people say the structure, good structure. So this is another time I know that the importance of the structure during this speech. And the third one is I really love some golden sentence like Andy Kim said, the worst memory cause the worst situation make the best memory. That is really great. So the true story that everybody has can make another different golden story. All in all, this is really great night. I learned a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And just for the record, everyone, worst memories, what is it? Worst moments.
Memory.
Worst moments make best memories.
Yes.
There we go. Wonderful. We had a couple of other visitors. Actually, our very first guest tonight who came on online really early was Martin from Mexico. Martin, can you share for a little bit?
Oh, yes. I really enjoy your speeches and you were wonderful structure that we are going to finish on time, 2 hours. This means that you had like 2 meetings in one, and it was great to hear a lot of speeches and to hear about Cancun because it could be like it's in Mexico, but it's so far from me, but it's my country. So you are all welcome here. And also that to hear that Chen was a Chinese teacher, maybe he can teach me how to learn online the Chinese because I really forgot it. I just remember xie xie and ni hao ma and all some small things, but everything was great. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you so much. And great to see you. Also, a fellow hat wearer. So, Scott, you're in good company. And I see we have Wendy with us this evening. Wendy, can you share a little? Just waiting for a moment. Well, Wendy, if you happen to be able to turn on your mic, just let me know. You can turn on your camera to let me know that you're here. And I see that Tracy, one of our great pillars in this club who's been helping to guide and direct us, is here. And so a big shout out to Tracy. Thank you for coming tonight. Perfect. If it's convenient for you, do you have any feedback or anything you'd like to share from our meeting? I love the photo, by the way. The profile picture is great.
Absolutely, Mr. President. Fellow Toastmasters, global family, this was a wonderful, wonderful presentation of 7 incredible speeches, 7 incredible evaluations. It goes to show what an advanced club can do, but it also goes to the human spirit about you all wanting to make sure that you're sharing your stories, whether it's about diving and scuba and sharks and just life in general. So I really appreciate it. It's been a very, very, very good event, and I'm looking forward to coming back to the next several meetings that we have. Global family.
Thank you so much, sir. And to all of you here, Tracy has been helping and working very hard to give us suggestions and areas of improvement so that we really fulfill our mission as an advanced club to help people grow to the next level in a way that other Toastmaster clubs that aren't advanced clubs can quite do. So thank you so much, Tracy, for your time and joining tonight. Beautiful. Really appreciate it. And tonight we had one other guest that I'd like to recognize, and that is Takashi Kinoshita, joining from District 76. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, excellent speakers and great evaluators. To be honest, My English skills are limited, so I didn't understand parts of today's speeches. However, I learned a great deal from each speaker's delivery and evaluator's evaluation. Humor, timing, gestures, and expressive facial expressions. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. And I hope that we'll be able to see you again. Well, everyone, that is our meeting for tonight. We will be having our next global family meeting, not a marathon, and at our regular time in 2 weeks. And so thank you so much for joining tonight. We are able to close right at 11 o'clock. Thank you to everybody following that. And I just want to double check before we close, are there any announcements from any of our officers?
Group picture?
Oh, thank you. That's what I'm missing. A group picture.
Group
Great.
picture.
Okay, so I believe maybe Kyoko, if you can handle our group photo and just get us into gallery mode.
Everyone, smile. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I get so excited that we hit our time goal. Really appreciate everybody's patience and your help. Great job tonight. And just one thing to mention, when we were getting our meeting started, I made sure to post some of the upcoming kind of district conference events. We were talking about Japan and Taiwan because Martine was like, oh, I might be making an Asia tour in April to see everybody. And so just do mark your calendars that we have the Japan District Conference on April 18th and 19th. It's in Hokkaido. I believe, Stefano, you're checking out a conference venue next week. Am I right?
We're all going. The trio is going to visit. So yeah, we're fully committed in making this a great event.
Nice. Very
Kyoko,
good.
do you have anything to add?
It's okay. So looking forward to our conference, everyone.
Very good. And then so basically we have that conference, and then the following weekend, we'll be having the district conference in Taiwan, District 67, and that'll be in Simone's neck of the woods. So greatly looking forward to that. Simone, anything that has Simone associated with it runs with such polish that it's really worth coming out. So Martine, you have to make sure both weekends are available. Very good. Well, thank you so much, everybody. And I hope you all have a great start to your week. And so I will call this meeting adjourned, but feel free to hang out and to chat and